Hey everybody, it's Mother Ann Schneer from Trinity Episcopal Church in Marshall, Michigan. It's about 9 o'clock, so it's time for our end of day check-in, our prayers, and our song. As you guys are coming in, I'm going to go ahead and share this feed as well and pull the comments up because sometimes there's a little bit of a lag. Let's see here. So here we are. There's me. I see Wendy is here already, which is fabulous, and I'm going to share. Okay. Last prayers and a song before vacation. Yay. There we go. Excellent. And I see that Pat is here also, and Mama J. Wonderful to see you, and Noreen as well. Fabulous to see everybody. So let's put this up here. It's always kind of challenging to get my phone to really sit properly. There we go. Good. So today was Sunday, so we had all of the normal Sunday morning excitement. We're still back in the church, which is wonderful. And I see that Kathy is here also. And hi back at you, Noreen. And thank you, Wendy. Woo-hoy, woohoo, probably for vacay. It's great that we get to do this. We definitely need it. I've been noticing that I've been more irritable and thin-skinned lately compared to my normal chipper self. So I can totally tell that it's time. But our Sunday morning broadcasts this morning did not go well. The services went fine, but the technical side didn't work. And Matthew's trying to figure out what happened. But of course, the last thing that happens before you go on vacation, you'd really like that to go well. Because you want to troubleshoot, and you don't want to have to troubleshoot while you're supposed to be on vacation. You don't want to be thinking about that. So we'll probably try to come up with some fun things to broadcast on our personal pages while we're gone, just so that we can still play with the equipment, but not have that pressure of it being like a formal worship service. I see Wendy's got a correction there. It is indeed woohoo. You're not trying to teach me some new phrase that all the kids are saying nowadays. It's not woohoy. And I see Mama J. I'm glad that you enjoyed the building too. That's fabulous. I see Don is here as well. So what we're going to do, I've got a couple loose ends to wrap up before I'm officially on break, which is why my vacation starts tomorrow. And not after the services today. Next week for the digital services, the ones that are being broadcast, what I'm going to do is have some parishioners share another church's feed. So we'll still have some sort of worship experience that is linked to Trinity's Facebook page at 8 o'clock and at 10 o'clock. But it's not going to be the live worship from the church because we just haven't had time to train other people to do it. We don't have Trinity doesn't have its own equipment yet. It's all been on our equipment. So, our computer and stuff like that. So trying to kind of have this middle stage here where we are handing it off to somebody else, but we just aren't ready to. So instead, we're handing off the responsibility of having someone share that feed so people can still get some sort of virtual worship at 8 o'clock and at 10 o'clock. I see that Don is checking in. Glad to see you, Don. I'm seeing George. I was confusing Don and George in my words. I'm glad to see George here as well. So we will have some sort of digital broadcast at 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock next week, but it'll be for the next 2 Sundays. But it'll be some other church's shared digital offering, not ours, because we haven't trained other people on how to do that yet. We're still figuring it out, and we didn't want to try to train somebody on an ongoing process because that can be incredibly frustrating. we don't want to make it even harder for people to learn when we don't actually know what we're doing. But I trust that things are going to go well. Our two deacons, Wendy and Tom, will be leading worship in person at the church, so that's still going to happen. And we'll just have to see how that all goes. And then when I get back, we can get back on the schedule, and hopefully by then, whatever numbers are happening in Michigan will be sort of set, so we'll know if we're able to continue to be in the building or not. Back when I was making plans a couple of weeks ago, things were looking like they were going up, but they seem to be pretty stable. And the vestry has a good sense of what is an unacceptable risk. At what numbers would we opt to cancel services? And we're nowhere near those numbers right now, so that's really good, and we'll try to keep them that way. So as far as how the rest of the day went, just kind of relaxing after the services. It was wonderful to see our folks in church. We had about 20 at both services, which is way lower than usual, but that means hopefully that other people were watching from home. Another piece that's been slow in coming is getting the simulcast, the live stream, to go both to Facebook and to YouTube. So there are a couple things we need to download tonight, just so that we can get that done as well. So then hopefully tomorrow morning I can wake up and be sort of all my work is done behind me, and then work on some continuing education opportunities that I want to be doing as well. So kind of transition to next week, which will be full vacation. This week is a continuing ed week, which means I don't do church, Trinity Church work. I do sort of other educational work for myself, which is really good too, because there are a lot of books that I haven't read, a lot of thinking that I haven't done. So this will sort of take me away from the needs of the parish, so I can work on that other stuff as well, which will be really, really nice. So that's pretty much the update. I'm sure I'll have more to say in a couple weeks when we come back. My plan is to take 2 full weeks, so you won't see me in this format at 9 o'clock again until 2 Mondays from now. The 9th, I think, August 9th, something like that. But I'm sure I'll have stories, and I'll be able to give you a full report. I may still update on Facebook, because that's kind of part of my connection with the world. But what I may do is what I did during the sabbatical last year, actually, which was to post on Instagram and have that feed over to my Facebook. So I'm less likely to get pulled into the excitement and the drama of the Facebook stuff. So Instagram's a little bit better for just kind of sharing in one way. So we'll see. I'm hoping to do some cooking. I bought a Spanish cookbook that focuses on Spanish regions of the Camino, actually. So you can see the good, the bad, and the ugly of what I've been working on, and we'll see how that goes. So for tonight, I think we can go ahead and have our prayers and our song. So I'll start with our candle. There we go. Put this over here. Yeah, that looks nice and visible. So tonight, we are praying with special intention for the standing committees of the Diocese of Western Michigan and the Diocese of Eastern Michigan, for Gretchen, Donald, Wayne, Dana, Judy, Phil, Diana, Mike, Kimberly, for those working to achieve a greater experience of justice, especially for the youth of our nation as they take on leadership roles, for Luke, Sheila, for an anonymous loved one, Dolly, Tom, Paul and Pat, Bob, Mac, for all school systems, teachers, parents, students, as they transition from the end of summer to the early fall. They decide how to balance the need for safety with the need for education. For the cities of Portland, Chicago, and Detroit, and other cities that are experiencing protests and or riots, all of the above. Praying for Mike and Ruth, and for those affected by the flooding in Nebraska. And I think we have a couple more prayer requests. I see that we have a prayer of Thanksgiving for Jeannie Pardo, who has a birthday tomorrow. So happy birthday. You can please pass that on from us, Mama J. Happy birthday to Jeannie. And thank you, Pat, for mentioning your prayers for us as we have a little time of rest and renewal. That is really wonderful. Thank you so very, very much. I see Joan has joined us also, so nice to see you, Joan. Excuse me, for our parishioners, we are praying, of course, by first name only, for Scott and Karen, Tim and Ann, Bruce, Tanya, and Riley, Tom, Alicia, Dawn, Tamara, Garrett, Steve and Sally, Kyle and Mary, Carissa, Abby, and Molly, William and Kathy, Stephen and Heidi, Meredith and Garrett, Sarah, Megan, and Ethan, Kurt and Janet, and Will, also known as Moose, Mary, Chloe, Will, John, David, and Nora. Praying also for Christ Lutheran Church here in Marshall, and for all public safety officers. That would include police, fire, and sheriff departments, for hospice caregivers and patients, for all who are sick and those who are caring for them, for Oaklawn, Bronson, and Borges hospitals for their patients and their staff, for Marshall Nursing and Rehab as well here in Marshall. And then with our Compline prayers, we would pray one of our favorites. Keep watch, dear Lord, with those who work or watch or weep this night, and give your angels charge over those who sleep. Tend the sick, Lord Christ. Give rest to the weary. Bless the dying. Soothe the suffering. Pity the afflicted. Shield the joyous. And all for your love's sake. Amen. So for tonight, because this is the last night before vacation and because it has been so hot outside, I decided to pull out another fun song to kind of kick off this next 2 weeks where I'm not in my normal work mode. So I believe that the temperature today was about 91 degrees. That's when I was checking it. It is currently 84 and it's after 9 o'clock. And at the time I was looking at the temperature, I think it was 58% humidity and it had the sort of felt like the heat index was about 99. So kind of put this song in my head, and you know that I had, or those of you who were watching that night, you know I did Too Darn Hot a couple weeks ago. So well, now the weather is hot again. So now I've got Heat Wave in my head, the old Bing Crosby song, written by, I believe, Irving Berlin. And of course, there are so many different versions of it, but the Bing Crosby version of it is the one that I have in my head. So I thought I would share that. And if you know the song, go ahead and sing it along. Joan is asking if I'm coming home to Waukesha. No, we're not traveling back to Wisconsin yet. We're a little leery about traveling so far. And then, of course, we would normally stay at my parents' house. And we're just not feeling like it's right to potentially expose them to germs right now, or to have them come here. It's more that we're worried about exposing them than about them exposing us. I'm probably the riskiest person of the whole family right now because I'm just around more people on Sunday mornings and that sort of thing. So we're just going to wait till the numbers get a little bit better and we start to feel like things are in a better trajectory. So I really hope to go back and visit Mom and Dad soon, or to have them come here. But right now we'll have to wait. It's been a while because we haven't seen them since early January, actually when I broke my ankle. So I broke my ankle on January 1st and then stayed with them, I think, until the 3rd or the 4th, and then came home. So we haven't seen them this whole time. And it would be really great to get back to Waukesha, but not quite yet. 115 degrees in Omaha, Mama J. That's no good. I'm glad you had 78 today. That must feel refreshing. after all that. Of course, I'm remembering being in Spain when it was so terribly, terribly hot there. But of course, that was a dry heat. So, and we weren't out in it when it was at its worst. I'm I'm glad to be inside, glad to have air conditioning. The part of Spain that we were walking through very rarely had air conditioning. So even though it's very hot outside, I love that I can be indoors. Yes, and thank you, Noreen, for the nice wishes for vacation. So we'll go ahead and sing this, and if you know it, sing it along. I know it's an old one. You might know it. I didn't do slides for people to sing along with tonight, but I thought you might enjoy it anyway. Are you ready? Okay. A heat wave blew into town last week. She came from the island of Martinique. The can she dances will make you fry. The can is really the reason why we're having a heat wave, a tropical heat wave. The temperature's rising, it isn't surprising, she certainly can. She started a heat wave by letting her feet wave, and in such a way that the customers say that she certainly can. Gee, her anatomy makes the mercury jump up to 93. Yes, sir, we're having a heat wave, a tropical heat wave. The way that she moves, that thermometer proves that she certainly can. It's so hot, the weatherman will tell you a record's been made. It's so hot, the coat of tan will cover your face in the shade. It's so hot, the coldest maiden feels just as warm as a bride. It's so hot, the chicken laid an egg on the street and it fried. We're having a heat wave, a tropical heat wave. The temperature's rising, it isn't surprising, she certainly can. She started a heat wave by letting her feet wave, and in such a way that the thermometers say that she certainly can. Gee, her anatomy makes the mercury jump up to 93. Yes, sir, we're having a heat wave, a tropical heat wave. The way that she moves, that thermometer proves that she certainly can. She certainly can. Yes, she certainly can. I hope you had fun with that. I did. Oh, I see Jennifer and Sharon have both joined us. Nice to see both of you. So just a fun way to end this Sunday. Happy Sabbath to you all. Yes, I'm glad you're here. Better late than never, right, Sharon? So it's wonderful to see you all. I hope you had a nice night. I hope you had fun having a little bit of silly worship, remembering that it doesn't always have to be serious, and it doesn't always have to be out of the 1982 hymnal or the 1979 prayer book to be full of worship. I'm glad you enjoyed that, Wendy. It's an old one. I think I have an album somewhere of Irving Berlin hits, and that's on there. Bing Crosby of all people, you know. But I hope you have a wonderful night. I will see you in 2 weeks once I've had a chance to kind of refresh and sleep extra and relax a little bit. And then we will be back at it and see how everybody's doing. And if we want to continue doing this sort of 9 o'clock sign off, we certainly can. So take care, everybody. Have a wonderful evening, and we will see you soon. Good night.